Grandma's gonna love this one.
Does that look like Grandma?
Oh, she's precious.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. You wanna get down? I wanna get down for a sec. There you go.
Man, I think this is gonna be perfect.
It's so pretty. Is this silk? Oh, it sure is. Does it feel great?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, Mom, this is a mom dress.
Molly, did you see where my little girl went?
No, but she was right there.
Molly? Molly?
Well, she can't have gotten far.
Molly? 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 Molly!
Is there a problem, ma'am?
My little girl. I turned around for a second and she's gone.
Okay, how old? What was she wearing? What did
She's
she look
14 months, blonde hair, blue eyes, and she's got on a pink parka.
like? Security, 4th floor, women's wear. Yeah, we have a missing child, 14 months, blonde hair, blue eyes, wearing a pink parka.
Last week on Missing Persons.
James Kennerson, 26, white male, released on parole 3 weeks ago. Spent the last 2 years in a cage down at Joliet. Aggravated battery, assault.
We go to arrest Arangelovich. He tells us about Kennerson and offers to go state's evidence against the guy.
Victor Arangelovich. Isn't that the guy they call Jelly?
Yeah, Jelly's old partner. The word on the street is that Kennerson's sucking daisy roots.
Yeah, we gotta talk to this Mr. Jelly.
This guy smells a cop? He ain't gonna discuss the weather.
Your business partner promised me a job.
I don't have any business partner named Jimmy Kennerson.
We gotta find a way to flush Jelly out, get him to incriminate himself.
Ellen, this is not a crime unit.
You two know each other?
No, I never met the man.
You're gonna wish you never met me.
Victor Angelovich's attorney has filed a charge stating that you were paid to falsify evidence against his client.
What?
You tell me you didn't do it, I'll go to the wall for you.
I didn't do it.
Investigator Robert Davison,
Yes.
you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. If you give up this right, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Are you kidding? Ellen's been out there breaking her buns, trying to find out anything that would help clear Bobby.
So would I if I was her. Not only should she have been charged, but if it hadn't have been for her, Bobby wouldn't have been charged in the first place.
You put it that way, you make it sound like Bobby did something.
Bobby didn't do nothing. I know Bobby didn't do nothing.
Bobby didn't do the nothing that Bobby never does. He always forgets to follow the rules. That's who Bobby is.
Without her pushing him, Bobby would have made the right choice this time. He was all ready to turn the whole thing over to homicide. Ellen talked him out of it.
It doesn't take much pushing to get Robert to bend the rules, Carlos, but we all know Robert would never break the law. Missing Persons.
They'll let me testify. I could tell him Bobby didn't take no $10,000 bribe. If he had, he would have paid me the 18 bucks he owes me.
You gotta make everything into a joke all the time, don't you, Sandowski? It ever occur to you, man, that Bobby's life is on the line?
If Bobby needs anything from me, anything, he knows he's got it.
Carlos, you, Connie, Johnny. Carlson Merrill department store in the Loop, 14-month-old, gone. Lights and siren now. Gene Hardaway, head of security, meet you at the main entrance.
You know what this reminds me of?
Where?
Remember you in the 4th grade? They called me to the principal's office about something you were supposed to have done.
Yeah, I remember, Mom, but I think this is a little more serious than that.
No, it's not. It's going to end up exactly the same way because these internal affairs people are going to find out you didn't do anything wrong.
Bobby, they're ready for you. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Ma.
Officer Davison, this is a preliminary investigative hearing into charges filed against you on behalf of Victor Angelovich. You were charged with official misconduct in that you removed without authorization a weapon from the evidence of recovered property section. That the purpose of that action was to use a weapon to aid and abet in a homicide. That you concealed a homicide, manufactured evidence in a homicide, and used your official capacity as a police officer to see that a person not guilty of a crime was charged with a crime, and that you accepted in payment for this unlawful conduct a $10,000 bribe. Do you understand that any statement you make constitutes an official police department report, and that any deviation from the truth may result in additional charges being placed against you?
Yes, I do.
Officer, have a seat.
Gentlemen, you guys stay in the store.
Then where's you guys? We're pretty sure the kid's still in the store somewhere. She and her mom were on the 4th floor when she disappeared. We had all the exits covered in less time than it would probably have taken someone to get her out.
What about your security cameras?
Check the tapes. Nothing.
Look, Mr. Hardaway, you have a building engineer on duty, right? Let's get him together with investigator Sandowski to go over blueprints, floor plans, anything that can help us set up a real systematic sweep so we don't miss a single square inch of this place.
You gotta look for a place a kid could hide, a place somebody could hide a kid, or a place somebody could hide with a kid.
Where's Mrs. Jewett, Molly's mom?
She's in my office. I'm Renata Collins, assistant manager, and unfortunately the most senior staff member not on vacation at the moment.
Can you take us there?
Sure.
Officer Davison, what is your annual salary as a police officer?
May I interject at this time, Lieutenant? Considering that my client was served with his criminal rights and that he has submitted a fully executed sworn statement, it is my opinion that he not answer any questions posed by this preliminary hearing and instead seek protection against any possible self-incrimination by invoking the Fifth Amendment.
$42,500.
Do you have any other source of income?
Again, I recommend that my client take the Fifth Amendment.
No, I do not.
Can you explain where you got the $10,000 that you deposited into your
I would like to insist that my client invoke his rights
I'm sorry, Mr.
under...
Taft. I know what we discussed, but I don't have anything to hide. I'm innocent, so I'm not taking the Fifth. I'm a police officer first, and I want to cooperate with this investigation.
How you doing, Mrs. Davison? I'm sorry about all this.
Oh, it's okay, Lieutenant. Long as it ends up all right, it's things like this make better people out of us.
You must be Bobby's mother. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. I
Mrs.
didn't
Davison,
realize.
this is Ellen Harding.
Heard lots about you. Bobby talks about you all the time.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you too, Mrs. Hardy. Bobby's told me we have a lot in common. Working hard and raising a young man all by yourself at the same time.
I hope I'm as good at it as you were.
Who's heading up the panel?
A lieutenant named Flores.
Sergio Flores? He's tough, but he's fair.
We were at the same accounting firm, but now I work at home. Why isn't Glenn called back? Oh God, what time is it? That's all we need is Jeremy missing too.
Oh, don't worry. We can arrange to have someone pick up your son.
Mrs. Jewett, could you just take a peek out here for a second?
What? What is it?
Some more kids for you to look at?
This is how it starts, isn't it? Pictures of those kids. on the milk cartons and those things we get in the mail. This is how it starts. When they're gone and never coming back.
One of them looked like Molly to me. That young, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Wait till you have one of your own. They start to look different then.
They got something downstairs.
What have you got?
Ms. Roach, Sergeant Moran.
I work right across the street and thought I'd come over on my break. Anyways, I was coming in and I slammed right into this guy carrying a blonde-haired kid, screaming her head off. The only reason I noticed was because of how hard she was crying.
You seen the bulletin?
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure she was wearing the pink snowsuit like it says.
Huh. What can you tell us about the man?
Never really looked at him. I mean, he was in a real big hurry and he was trying to keep the little girl quiet.
What entrance was it?
State Street.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mrs. Roach. I may need to talk to you later.
Sure.
Sergeant, guess you'll be taking your search outside now. I can have Mr. Hardaway start getting things back to normal.
Believe me, we've been searching outside already. But we don't know for sure that that lady actually saw anything. I mean, her intentions are good, but she could be completely mistaken.
But she might not be. And you're keeping the store closed for nothing. You heard her say she saw the child kicking and screaming.
You're telling me you never saw a kid in here kicking and screaming because somebody said no to him? Come on, Miss Collins. Until we find her, or until we're 100% sure that she's not in the store, you're closed.
Helen Hardig was new to the job. She'd only been there a week when I made that assignment. Aside from Sergeant Marone, Bobby's the most experienced investigator I got. Isn't that what you did when you were running a unit?
Ray, on one occasion, you suspended Officer Davidson 10 days without pay. On another occasion, you filed an official reprimand.
He deserved it. Man's a good investigator, but sometimes his tactics are a little unorthodox.
You advocate unorthodox tactics amongst your investigators, Lieutenant.
I'll let my record speak for itself, Lieutenant.
I'm not questioning your record, Ray. I'm questioning why you partnered an officer who's inches away from probation with another officer who's got a tendency to get into trouble.
I think I already explained why I put the two of them together.
Is there any other reason you decided to assign these two to this particular case?
Yeah, the man just got out of prison. Bobby's used to dealing with people like that. And it's a world Ellen Hardig is familiar with as well.
When you made the assignment, or since then, were you aware of any connection between Officer Davidson, Aaron Jelovich, Kennerson, or any of the known associates?
No.
Ray, let's cut through this crap. You know any reason Bobby would have done this?
The only reasons I can think of for anything are why he wouldn't do it. Bobby only breaks the rules to catch criminals, not to be one. Read his statement. Read Ellen Hardig's statement. There's not a single discrepancy. What I think we got here is a couple of overzealous cops going out of their way to nail the murderer and ending up getting outsmarted.
You got any hard evidence to back up your speculation?
No. But I'm going to find some.
Anything?
You guys find anything?
No, nothing.
Anybody check the garbage?
Not yet.
Hey, don't!
What is it?
Spray on hair color.
I'm sorry about all this, Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Chandra. You know the drill. I've been through these before. Only this time you're a witness. Just remember, you're a sworn police officer. Anything you say in there is considered an official report. Look, in this situation, as your union representative, I'm here to protect your rights. So if I object to anything the panel asks you, just go along with it, even though you haven't been charged with anything yet. Things go bad for Bobby. They could hit you with anything, from concealing a homicide to complicity in his wrongdoing.
I'm a lot more concerned with clearing Bobby than protecting my own butt.
Let's go.
Hey, Carlos. You know Sergeant Brown, violent crime? Sergeant Brown, Sergeant Marone?
How you doing, Benny?
Good. How are you, Carlos? Where's that hard-nosed boss of yours?
Hey, he's got to hang in at the office. IAD's got Bobby up on charge.
Yeah, I heard about that. What a crock. Bobby Davidson taking a bribe. What kind of shape is the mother in?
You got kids. How you think she's doing?
Were you able to get anything at all from her?
Well, I'm pretty certain it's not a domestic situation. It seems like a pretty happy household. She can't think of anyone that's got it in for them.
Family got money?
I don't think we're talking ransom here.
Neither do I.
What are you thinking?
Change the clothes, dye the hair, random grab. By a professional. Very well organized.
They knew how to avoid the security cameras. They probably had the place cased.
Probably more than one person.
At least one of them must have been a woman, considering we're in the ladies' room.
Yeah, but our first priority's got to be to find the child, not the perpetrator.
Yeah, and if we don't find that kid's gonna be sold.
I'm afraid you're right.
Oh my God! Someone's taking her. Oh my God! Someone's taking my baby.
Listen, Mrs. Jewett. Yes, this makes it pretty clear somebody was trying to kidnap Molly. But changing her clothes and spraying her hair a different color takes time. Enough time that whoever was trying to do this couldn't have gotten out of the store before all the exits were being watched. Now, we already have 42 uniformed officers in the building, including 3 of us from Missing Persons. And now we have a crime unit working with us as well. We're gonna find her.
No, sir. I was inside the wrecking yard office, keeping the foreman busy while Bobby went to the car.
So you never saw the body?
No.
Nor can you testify to whether Officer Davison may or may not have tampered with any evidence.
No.
Nor do you have any first-hand knowledge as to Officer Davison's whereabouts after 7 o'clock on the night of the 14th, at which time it is conjectured that he received the alleged bribe and made the bank deposit.
No.
Listen, maybe this Saturday you can finally find the time to come and help me pick out the new linoleum from the kitchen.
Lieutenant Pulaski, you got a problem?
Yeah, I do. I got a big problem. Kind of bothers me when some cop comes to me and asks me as a favor to fill him in on a case of mine, and then takes what I give him and uses it illegally for his own personal gain. And then I end up getting called in front of an IAD investigating hearing.
What are you talking about, huh? I'm accused, Lieutenant. Accused. You know what that means, accused? I'm not convicted because I didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, I never met a criminal who didn't claim to be innocent. The worst kind of criminal's a bad cop.
You would know a criminal if you...
Cool it, Bobby. Do not say another word to this man.
Lieutenant Pulaski.
What just went on out here?
That's self-righteous. Ellen, you know he's gonna try to nail me.
Don't worry about it. That shirt he's wearing so loud, they'll never hear a word he's saying. What is it? My breath? My deodorant give out? Or have I just become invisible? You haven't said a word to me all day today.
I have something to say. I'll say it.
You know something? I think we've got a lot to talk about.
You always walk into a lieutenant's office and just sit
Oh,
down.
don't you go pulling rank on me, McAuliffe. I've known you too long and too well for that crap. I did not put a gun to Bobby's head. I was not involved in setting him up. If you want to transfer me out of this unit, just do it.
After Bobby is cleared, then I'll decide what I'm going to do with you.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got a couple ideas what you could do with me.
Look, Ellen, the only reason you're on duty right now and not suspended is to be on call for the hearing.
Fine. In the meantime, I'm willing to do anything I have to do to help clear him.
I don't need your help. IA sent over all the evidence they got against Bobby. I want to go through it alone.
Hey, we solved a lot of cases together once upon a time. Remember?
Lieutenant Carlos on 6.
Carlos, what's going on with violent crimes? They come up with anything yet?
No, but Benny wants us to hang in to help. Yeah, the mom looks like she's ready to lose it, but Connie's got a real good rapport going with her. Yeah. Johnny's doing real good with the search, too.
Mrs. Jewett, your husband's on line 6.
Glenn. Oh my God, honey. Did I tell you what happened?
Connie? Listen, Connie. We're talking about bringing in dogs. I don't think we ought to let Mrs. Jewett know. What do you think?
I guess you're right. If she will free, I think we're talking about a body, you know?
Well, I hope we're not. But the longer it takes us to find her, the more likely it is the kidnappers could do something stupid.
Yep, but once we do get those dogs in here, we're gonna have to be ready to move pretty quick. Whoever's got Molly is gonna hear those dogs and know that they're caught. God only knows what they'll do if we can't get to them quick enough.
Officer Davison, I called you back in here because there's something I want to get straightened out here. Lieutenant, how extensive was your investigation on the relationship between Kennerson and Aaron Jelovich?
Very.
And what were your findings?
There wasn't any. They hardly knew each other.
Is that what the lieutenant told you when you and Detective Hardig went to see him?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant Perlasky. We may call you back if we need you. Officer, have a seat.
If that isn't Bobby, it's somebody who really understands undercover work. Guy never looked at the camera. Kept doing things. Rubbing his head. Moving funny. Anything to keep from giving away any of his own body language.
But somebody had known pretty good to make it look that much like him.
No, they didn't. All they had to know is that he's a good undercover cop. Whoever that is wasn't playing Bobby. Playing Bobby, playing someone else.
Pulaski's wrong. Detective Hartig and I found out that Aaron Jelovich and Kennerson were partners in a bookmaking operation that was taking $5,000 a week at the time that Kennerson was arrested. 2 years later, Kennerson's getting out. That same bookmaking operation is grossing over $100,000. Now, according to our source, the word on the street was that Aaron Jelovich didn't want Kennerson back in, so he killed him.
According to your statement, your source was an unnamed informant. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean, Officer Davison, that the word of an informant carries more weight for you than a police investigation?
It depends on who the cop is, and it depends on who the snitch is.
Okay, so based on the information from your snitch, you assumed an undercover identity and you went to see Aaron Jelovich. Why didn't you just present yourself as a police officer?
A sleazebag like Aaron Jelovich is not going to talk to a cop.
Yeah, that's right. We nailed Victor Jelovich cold for the murder of Kennerson. Aaron Jelovich then pulls the oldest trick in the game, tries to make the cops look dirty.
You're wrong. You know why? If that isn't Bobby in the tape, the setup started before you knew there was a murder. The date on the tape was the night before you found the body. I gave you the case in the morning. You went to Kennerson's girlfriend. You talked to Kennerson's parole officer. Talked to the warden at Joliet. Talked to Perlasky. Talked to your snitch. Then Bobby goes into his Jamaican act and goes over to see Aaron Jelovich, right?
So what do you think? A cop tipped him that Bobby was coming?
Had to be. Even if he made him the minute he walked through the door, there's no way he could have identified him and put the setup into action that fast without inside help.
Makes sense. A guy like Aaron Jelovich, if he thinks we're onto him, starts destroying evidence, not building a case against someone else. That's the way a cop thinks.
Sergeant Marone, Sergeant Brown. This is Travis Wilcox. He saw something on the 6th floor. Want to tell him what you saw?
Yeah, sure. I was looking at a sport jacket, and this woman comes running along with this little kid who's screaming her head off, you know? She hands the kid to this other guy who takes her and goes running off toward the stairway.
When was this?
A couple hours, maybe.
How come you waited so long to tell us?
You guys were looking for a blonde-haired little girl. This kid's hair was really black. It wasn't until I saw that new picture you guys are handing out that I thought maybe I ought to say something, you know?
Do you remember what they looked like? The man and the woman and how the little girl was dressed?
Yeah, I guess.
Take Travis over somewhere quiet and get down everything you can remember. Then we'll go have a look at where he saw them.
Come on.
At least 2 people involved.
At least.
Looks like you were right.
Professional. Real professional.
The gun that was found in the trunk of the car with Kennerson's body was a gun that you confiscated 3 years ago in a drug raid. That gun was being held at the evidence and recovered property section. The only people that can remove a piece of evidence like that are the arresting officer or another officer with the court order. Did you remove that weapon or place it in the trunk of the car?
No, sir, I did not.
This is a receipt from evidence and recovered property for the removal of the gun. It has your signature on it.
So does the deposit slip from the bank, but I didn't sign that either. Did it ever occur to you, Lieutenant, that it might be a forgery? Do you know how many reports I sign on a weekly basis? Do you know how easy it would be for somebody to get a hold of one of those? And if I was going to use that gun for some illegal purpose, why would I sign it and leave the receipt there?
Because a guy as smart as you would only make such a stupid mistake like that on purpose, so that you could sit here and say, I'm not stupid enough to make that kind of mistake. And you'd expect us to believe you.
Lieutenant? I've checked. I went through every file I could access. The receipt attributed to Robert for the gun has never been logged to a permanent computer file.
How could that happen? When you sign out evidence, you sign the receipt, it's entered into the computer.
Well, there's always a possibility it was entered improperly or that he just got busy and forgot.
Or that this receipt is bogus.
How come IED didn't come up with the fact that it wasn't on the computer?
They had no reason to check. They're not operating on the premise that Bobby's innocent. We are. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. Only a cop would know the procedure for removing evidence well enough to pull this off.
Well, that narrows it down to about 15,000 choices.
Yeah, but evidence and recovery videotapes everybody who goes in and out. Let's figure that whoever took the gun did it after I assigned Bobby to the case. So let's take a look at the tapes for the afternoon of the 14th, see if we recognize any faces. Dan, anything from Carlos?
Afraid not. They're still clearing the store in preparation for bringing in the dogs.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I was just thinking.
Well, it kind of looked to me like he was heading down the stairs.
Do these lead to a sub-basement or anything?
Stop! Where are you going?
Hey, hold up. Where you going? Come here.
Hey, hold it! Come here! Stop! Grab him!
Give it up. I didn't do anything. What's the matter with you guys? Just trying to get out of here.
Yeah, well, trying to outrun the police is a good way to get nowhere
I already
fast.
told them upstairs everything I know, which is nothing. I've been here for over 2 hours. I got a very important business meeting, which I am now an hour late.
Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. Thompson, but we have a very serious situation here. Now, we know that it's inconvenient.
Inconvenient. You know what? It's not my fault some little brat got herself lost. What did you say? That kid is my daughter.
Hey, take it easy! Take it easy! Back off!
Listen, Mr. Jewett, I understand your anger. I have a child of my own. I know how I'd feel in this circumstance, but it isn't going to do anybody any good.
What are you people doing? Why haven't you found Molly yet?
This is a very large building. We believe whoever did this is still in here. Now, we're going to find her. It's just a matter of time.
Where's my wife?
Where's Molly?
Come here, baby.
Why are you crying, Mommy?
Molly's lost, baby. She got lost in the store.
Was she bad? Is that why the policemen are looking for her?
Sergeant Marone, there's a telephone call for you.
Molly wasn't bad. The policeman came to find your sister. And Mom won't cry?
Yeah.
Nothing yet, huh? Do you think there's any possibility at all that they got her out of the store? Okay. Keep in touch.
Dan located the security camera videotapes from the evidence room. IID had them all. They've been going through them, but they're going to release the ones we wanted to us. Ray, I had forgotten what a great cop you are. Really, I mean, I always knew you were smart, but I didn't remember how smart.
You got a point, Ellen?
Yeah. I just want you to know that I like being here, seeing you every day. we get this straightened out? Can I stay?
Possible, but not on this side of the desk. Put them on.
This building's better than 100 years old. Been renovated more times than anybody can count. I'm sure there must be a dozen false walls and partitions no one's aware of.
Look, the dogs will be here soon. And they don't have to know whether there's supposed to be a wall there or not. They'll tear right through it and anything or anybody that's in their way.
Look, Sergeant, how much longer are we going to have to keep all of these people here? I have got a cafeteria full of some very angry customers. This is not great public relations for the store.
Miss Collins, one or more of those angry customers could be involved in this thing. Now, it probably won't be too much longer before we find the little girl. We've got 6 canine units on their way over here right now.
You bringing in dogs to look for my daughter? Oh my God. That means the worst, doesn't it?
No. It's just the fastest way to find her.
And why didn't you do this 2 hours ago?
Look, these dogs understand only 2 things. Finding their ball or attacking. Now, your little girl will become their ball. Everyone else becomes prey. We needed to be sure there weren't any innocent people out there wandering around. Now, please, let us do our job.
Why are you bothering asking me all these questions if you don't believe a thing I say anyway?
The purpose of this hearing is to firmly establish facts.
The fact is, I did not take the gun from the evidence room. Another fact is that your people looked through the security tapes from the evidence room frame by frame, and I'm not on there.
Your face wasn't on it, just like your face wasn't on the tape from the bank. Anybody that's worked undercover as long as you have knows how to avoid being photographed.
Hold it.
What'd you see?
Not who, what. Back it up. Stop. That's Perlowski.
How do you know?
That pink shirt. He was wearing that shirt. Bobby even made a comment about how ugly it was.
Sure going out of his way to cover his face and ID.
Can we run ahead? Look at when he's leaving. See if he's got anything in his hand. That lousy. He doesn't want to be seen leaving either. Ray, he's our guy.
Ellen, we got nothing. Perlowski works vice gambling. He's in and out of the evidence room probably 4 or 5 times a day. Besides, why would Perlowski do this?
We know he knows Arangelovich. Maybe they're buddies. Maybe they got something going down between them.
Perlowski's reputation is that he's stupid, not that he's dirty.
Stupid ain't a bad cover for dirty.
Well, if he is dirty, maybe he's stupid too. Too stupid to cover his tracks. Dan, how fast can you run a check of all calls made from Perlowski's phone from the time Ellen and Bobby left his office?
I'm on it.
Officer Davison, you were asking why we were having a problem believing what you were saying. Have you taken a time out to look through your own departmental record? Last year alone, you were given a 10-day suspension without pay for an illegal search that you conducted. On 4 other occasions, you were given 4 separate reprimands.
Lieutenant Flores, I strongly object to the introduction of my client's service record into the evidence of this hearing. It is not relevant.
I don't agree, Mr. Taft. Your client's pattern of behavior shows that when he thinks he's right about something, he'll do whatever he has to prove it. I think that getting paid off to prove something is only an extension of that behavior.
This is a setup! You gotta be stupid not to see that.
Bobby, don't.
No, I'm beginning to think I picked the wrong side, man. You know, I couldn't get a search warrant with the evidence you got against me. The district attorney would throw me out of his office. This is unbelievable, man. Criminals got more rights than cops got.
I'm calling a recess. 10 minutes. Mr. Taft, calm your client down a little bit, please, sir.
Bobby? He lost his temper, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I'll go find him. It wouldn't do you no good to talk to him. You wouldn't know how. Bobby. Why are you doubting yourself?
How come you always know what I'm thinking?
I don't always know what you're thinking, but I'm pretty good at knowing how you're thinking, so you tell me the what, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
What am I gonna do, Mama? If they found me guilty, what do I do? I'm no longer a cop and I'll never be a lawyer.
Why are you wasting your time thinking about what's gonna happen if it goes bad? You'll have plenty of time to think about that if it does. You know you didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I don't seem to be able to prove it to them.
You're forgetting you're not alone, Bobby. What was it Lieutenant McCullough said to you?
He said if I told the truth, he'd go to the wall for me.
Well then, son, that's your job. Just tell the truth.
Ellen, I've got it.
Ray!
What do you got? It's all right here. These are calls made from Orlovsky's office the afternoon of the 14th. He made 4 calls to Aaron Jelevich's flower shop. Morning of the 15th, he made 3 more calls.
We need more.
Why? What do you think he was doing? Sending flowers to his mother?
I want to know every call Aaron Jelevic made during that same period.
Why?
Look, you went to see Perlowski at about 11:30 in the morning. He called Aaron Jelevic at 10 minutes after 12.
Yeah, to tell him someone was looking for Kennerson.
Yeah, so if we find out that Aaron Jelevic called Perlowski right after Bobby paid him a visit, we'll know he saw right through the Jamaican getup.
Well, you realize, of course, lieutenants can be a lot more difficult to get phone records from the telephone company than it would be from our own internal system. It normally necessitates a court order.
You telling me we can't get the records without a court order?
No, we just can't use them as evidence without a court order.
Fine. Get them.
Is everybody out of there? These guys aren't exactly friendly.
Yep, every floor is empty. We've secured all the people we're still detaining in the cafeteria. Everybody else is up in the administration office.
What about backup?
In the fire stairs back of the store. Any one of you gives the word and we're there.
5th floor, Rockwell. Use the escalators to get up there. 3rd floor, okay? Escalator. 4th floor, Jimmy. Use the escalator.
Beautiful animals.
Only if they like you.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Are you okay, man?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the problems of raising kids. I mean, these people have a normal, healthy, beautiful little girl. Now look what they're going through. Fourth floor, anything?
My dog went nuts over in the women's bathroom where I guess you guys discovered the clothes. But I haven't been able to establish any kind of trail beyond that.
All right, keep looking.
During the recess, Officer Davison, the other members of the panel and I discussed what we've gone over here today. And we all feel we've covered about as much ground as possible. What we'd like to do right now is throw the floor to you and your representative so that you can ask any questions that you may have or make any statements.
We appreciate the opportunity, Lieutenant, but considering the present emotional state of my client, I don't think that this is the appropriate time.
Your client's emotions are under control. I'd like to make a statement.
It's not a good idea, Bobby.
It doesn't matter. It's something I have to do. Lieutenant, like a lot of other kids growing up, I didn't have the benefit of my father. He died in Vietnam. And there were a lot of outside influences. I could have gone in any number of directions. But I had a mother who was not going to give up on the punk that was living in her house. She made me realize that I have a choice. I could either make her ashamed of me or make her proud of me. I chose to make her proud. And I have never, ever done anything since that time she could not be proud of. So no matter what the findings of this panel are, I know that between my investigative skills as a police officer and those in the department who believe in me, that the truth will come out. I know that, sir.
Victor Aaron Jelevic called Lieutenant Perlowski's office at 4:27. That was within seconds of Robert's leaving the flower shop.
How long did they talk?
16 minutes.
Oh, look at this one in the morning. That had to be right after Bobby was there the second time.
The really interesting calls are on the next few pages. Aaron Jelavich's home number. The 663 something something number, you see it's been called a dozen times in the last week, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning even. That's Perlowski's home phone number.
We got him.
Not yet.
What do you want, a signed confession?
I got everything else. There's just one thing I want to know. Why? Why?
Why? He owns me. I didn't want to do it, but he owns me.
You're a lousy liar, Perlowski.
I was $150,000 in the hole. He bought up all my markers.
And he just did that for you, out of the kindness of his heart. I don't think so. You've been watching his back for years now, haven't you? Haven't you? Haven't you?
Where was I going to come up with 150 grand? They were going to kill me.
Ray! I hate to ruin your fun, but we got what we need.
You're right.
We don't have to stay here, Mr. Jewett. We can't go out there with the dogs.
The minute he got a whiff of the wind coming out of this elevator shaft, he went crazy.
Can you bring this elevator up to this floor and then open the door? Let's get the dogs out of here. I need something to stand on. That's good. Don't move. There are police all over this building. Anything happens to that child, and I will personally throw you off the top of this elevator. Now, just very carefully, hand her to me.
We got her.
And she's fine.
Read him his rights. Take him down to internal affairs. Tell him I'll be right down there to file charges.
It'll be my pleasure, Ray.
Ray. Ray. It was great. It was incredible. Congratulations. Hey, I couldn't help myself now. You're just so cute when you get angry.
Come on, Ellen. You've been building up to this from the day you came into Missing Persons.
Wrong. I've been building up to it for 14 years, Ray McCollum. I think Barbara is the luckiest woman in the world, and I just wish it was me.
Barbara's my whole life.
I know. Well, what, then maybe I could borrow you once in a while? I'm kidding, Ray. Look, I'm sorry. It's just that a person cannot always control who they fall in love with.
I'm not an expert in that field. I've only done it once. Got a suspect I gotta go book.
Right.
Lieutenant?
Hey, how would you say it? It's cool, man.
No, Lieutenant. This one gets a payback. I don't know when, and I don't know how, but I owe you. Ellen, I want to thank you, too.
Oh, you owe me nothing. Help get you into trouble, help get you out. Wipes the slate clean.
So you're going to be hanging around? I like working with you.
I like working with you too, Bobby, but I'm not sure I belong. Anyway, it's not my choice.
It's his.
I think it's great you cleared Bobby. It's great you nailed Perlowski. Must have been like old times. You and Ellen getting to do it together. I'm not exactly ecstatic about you working with her. But she needs the break you're giving her. Maybe you should keep her in Missing Persons. Ray, did you leave and am I just imagining you walking around the kitchen? Hello?
She hit on me this afternoon. She told me she was in love with me.
Who could blame her?
That's all you're gonna say?
What am I supposed to say? If you hadn't have told me, I might have had something to worry about. But you told me. You gonna keep her in the unit?
I don't know.
My feelings figure in your decision. It's all right if you let her.
I'm a lucky guy. I have a wife who trusts me this much.
We're both lucky.